everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have brought an absolute banger of a topic. Dead by Daylight is in the darkest pit of purgatory. Alright guys, so that's the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. But on a real note though, this game has some major issues in both the game itself and its community. From racism to plagiarism to a straight up metal beam in the offering screen, I think it's safe to say that this is not a pretty good job so far. So let's talk about it, and without wasting any time, let's get straight into it. The first major problem to address has got to be its player base. I don't think I've ever seen a more toxic community that could be a cesspool of all of the worst things in humanity. I think the DBD community can be summed up to Satan's lab of testing the most evil and degenerate things known to mankind. Racism is a huge part of toxicity in Dead by Daylight. For example, one of DBD's biggest creators, Quiet Kills, will constantly get hated on just for him being black, and it's honestly extremely degenerate. There's also some amounts of sexism in this game. While I can't think of any examples at the top of my head, I can tell you that if you're a girl and you play this game, make sure that those people playing with you do not know that. Now also finally, my last issue to pick with this game, and probably the longest part of this video, the game itself. Now, despite having good player numbers on the surface, opening the hood will reveal probably one of the worst functioning games ever made. This game runs on the foundation of spaghetti code and duct tape. That's why one chapter being added to the game will completely nuke the rest of the game and make it completely unplayable. I mentioned a metal beam earlier in the loading screen, and many people are probably familiar with Jim the Beam. Now, despite having a silly little name and behavior being like, dang guys, that's on us for not knowing how to code our own game, here's an emblem to make up for it. Yes? Good, thank you. Now keep consuming. You must consume. Why aren't you consuming? Come on, empty out your wallet. Give me more money. Now, if there is any company in the entire existence of humanity that embodies the very essence of greed, its behavior. Besides Activision and that one CEO who proposed $1 for every reload in a game, it's no surprise that any new player coming to DBD will either have to grind for 900 hours to get everything, or pay $800 and still have to grind 900 hours to get those survivors and killers that were newly purchased to Prestige 3 to use their strongest version of that perk. Now, I'm no smart guy, but if you want to have longevity for a game, don't you think you need to have a little bit more cushioning for newer players? Just a game theory. Now, in case for some god-awful reason you did not believe me from what I've been saying for the past few minutes, let's take a quick look here at DBD Twitter and see what they have to say. Our first Twitter post comes from a user named Old, and they say, Fortnite is a great reminder on why proxy chat definitely won't work on DBD. The Fortnite community is not as toxic as DBD, yet people still can't just simply enjoy proxy chat without resorting to slurs and sexism. If DBD players get proxy chat, no doubt will get it taken away after a day. And this statement I could not agree with anymore. There is already so much hate spreading in just a small 2-minute post-game chat, and also in Twitch streamers chats. So if you had a constant 12-minute proxy chat with everybody else in that DBD game, it would be torturous on some people, and the hate would be crazy. The next Twitter post we got here is from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Odds Darva, who says, we really need to do better as a community if we're making new players feel like this. The post he's referring to is a Reddit post. This is on the r/Dead by Daylight Reddit thread. This is by user Appropriate River 9148. So friends kept recommending me Dead by Daylight, saying how cool it was, and what ended up convincing me to buy it a few days ago was being able to play as characters I really like, such as the Xenomorph or Dracula. But considering how toxic the people are that are in the matches I play, I end up not having any fun at all. It's not the game's fault, it's 100% a skill issue on my part. I struggle a lot with actually getting any wins, so I always get stuff like, you were the worst killer I've ever seen, terrible Xeno, you were pathetic, easy win, kill yourself, which are all discouraging for me from trying to improve. I always manage to get matches of people who keep running around the same obstacles and they trap me in an infinite loop, or they continually blind me with the flashlight. Is it always going to be like this? What should I do? If new players who have not even been on this game for a combined 10 hours are experiencing the same level of toxicity as somebody who's been playing for 100 hours, there's a problem. There should be no reason why new players that should get lower MMR matches are still getting hit with worse levels of toxicity. This is insane. That somebody that just downloaded the game and plays for a few days is already getting the same amount of hate, if not worse, than me or other content creators. It's absolutely insane to fathom that somebody that's just trying to improve at the game would have this level of hate. I absolutely think this reply by Smoketown is an just a complete generalization of everything wrong with DBD. Unfortunately, I feel it's too late. DBD community just doesn't self-police enough, and now it is full of the worst meltdowns on the planet. Would absolutely recommend this player to refund. And I could not agree more with this statement. This person has obviously been around the block for a long time, so there's definitely a lot of issues in this game if you could not tell. And it's sad because I really want this game to be better. I want this game to have more success than what it does. I want this game to be something that people are going to look back on and be like, wow, that was a really good game, and not be remembered for all the toxicity that is currently spreading in the community. I do believe that is going to wrap everything up for this video. If you guys like this kind of content of just me sitting around and talking about the things that I'm passionate about, do make sure to leave a comment about it and leave a like. Also subscribe, it really does help the channel out a lot. We are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it is already February, so I do believe we have some work to do, but I believe that we can do it, especially with the growth of the channel already. I've gained over 12 subscribers in the past few days alone, and I could not be any more grateful for how fast this channel has blown up. I genuinely did not expect a channel to go from 0 to 61 subscribers in 15 videos, but I am forever grateful for how fast you guys are blowing me up, and I am also grateful because the Vecna win streak video is currently sitting at over 200 views, which is my most viewed long form video on the channel, and I am forever thankful for that. And I thank all of you guys who watched almost the whole video. That video had a bunch of watch time, just completely crazy that you guys stuck around and watched that. If you guys want me to make more content like that, consider, you know, just asking me, and I'd be down to just talk about really anything that you want me to talk about. Ask me some questions, I'd be happy to respond in the comments. And without further ado, peace.